Today I will be sharing 5 tips to help you write a resume that lands you interviews. Hi, this is Jonathan with ISGF. We are a full-service recruiting and staffing firm matching exceptional people with America's most prestigious companies. As you probably already know, your resume is the most important and essential job searching tool you have at your disposal. Whether you are applying to an internship or a job, your resume will be the very first thing a hiring manager sees, and their first impressions will be very dependent on it. This means that a resume plays a much bigger part than just being a summary of your professional experiences, skills, and qualifications. It is a self-marketing tool with the specific goal of communicating to a specific individual or audience that you are the perfect candidate for that specific job. So how do you write a resume that does just that? First, you need to know your audience. You really cannot send the same resume to everyone since not every employer is looking for the same skills and qualifications. So instead, just include experiences, accomplishments, skills, and training you may have that relates to the position you are applying for. A good strategy is to have a master resume document containing all of your professional history and skills. Then you can just copy and paste those items to create targeted resumes. Also, if you include an objective paragraph, write it in a way that highlights the benefits and values you could bring to the company as a whole. Second, include key words. These are essential to have in your resumes because most likely when you apply to a job, you are sending your application to an applicant tracking system, or ATS for short. This software quickly reviews resumes and looks for terms that are related to a position. So the more terms the ATS finds in your resume, the more likely it is to send to your hiring manager. It's as simple as that. Third, show enthusiasm. As mentioned before, your resume is a marketing tool, and thus it should not be boring. Use action words like achieved, negotiated, coordinated, and increased to impress the hiring manager and add energy to your resume. Fourth, sell yourself through your writing. Every employer is looking for a talent that will make their company better. So make small changes to the way that you write your resume to communicate that you bring value. For example, instead of writing, "I want to use my 12 years of sales experience," simply say, "Apply 12 years of sales experience." Speaking of simple, the 5th tip is to write your resume in a simple format. You might be tempted to use fancy fonts, graphics, and images to impress your employer. This is not recommended, even if you are applying to a design or creative role, for 2 reasons. The first reason is that complicated formatting confuses the ATS, and your resume might be eliminated before it actually reaches a human. The second reason is that even if your resume gets past the ATS, it will not reach a person that will be impressed by your creative formatting or composition. Instead, it will reach a hiring manager that has a very limited amount of time to go through dozens, if not hundreds, of resumes. So write your resume in a format that will be familiar and easy to navigate for that hiring manager. Also, for that same reason, get rid of any fluff. Always be straight to the point and try to have the most important information at the top of your resume. That way, if the hiring manager does not have enough time to read all of your resume, they at least read what matters most. And that's all for today. I hope these tips on how to write a resume will help you land your next big opportunity. If you need more help writing the perfect resume, read our blogs like The Most Common Resume Mistakes to Avoid and The Top Soft Skills to Boost Your Resume. Or just get in contact with one of our recruiters through the links in the description below. This is Jonathan with ISGF, and we'll see you next time.